hands up. Think I need a brand, sure we keep it lit. I can't let these niggas miss us. Talking crazy, think you might get stitched up. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop.
Hold up, beat in the whip, got rolled up, 32 G's in the ziplock. Hold up, now I'm talking shit. Saw me walk to the whip, every night get lit. Me and Uno for the hit.
Driven to deep left field and gone.
Bada boom, bada bing, bout cash, bout bling. Go ahead, make it ring, 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 ring. Told the thotty bring a ding, 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 ding. Whole squad need chains and rings, loud smoke, some Asian things. Yeah, rip it open and I run in the Nemus, copping on it even if I don't need it. Bands on me left the cashier speeches. Thank God, thank Keen and real friends. You don't know the meaning, get on the bag, go do the math, split it up until it's even. I spaz on the beat for no reason, tripping out, walking on water like Jesus. Let them know it's no season.
I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. Hold the wrist, I had to get the bag. Ice on my wrist, diamonds move a lag. Never switching position, that's when money be in my bag. Gotta thank God for all the shit that I got, I never had. I got a minute, I got a ball, roll to the wrist, downs I froze. She wanna fuck, dominoes, taking it down, dominoes. They kick it out, adios, stacking the bread. Stuff, don't know where the switch though. Got my hands up, think I need a brand, sure we keep it lit. I can't let these niggas miss us. Talking crazy, think you might get stitched up. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop.
Hold up, beat in the whip, got rolled up, 32 G's in the ziplock. Hold up, now I'm talking shit. Saw me walk to the whip, every night get lit. Me and Uno for the hit.
Driven to deep left field and gone.
Bada boom, bada bing, bout cash, bout bling. Go ahead, make it ring, 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 ring. Told the thotty bring a ding, 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 ding. Whole squad need chains and rings, loud smoke, some Asian things. Yeah, rip it open and I run in the Nemus, copping on it even if I don't need it. Bands on me left the cashier speeches. Thank God, thank Keen and real friends. You don't know the meaning, get on the bag, go do the math, split it up until it's even. I spaz on the beat for no reason, tripping out, walking on water like Jesus. Let them know it's no season.
I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they ain't know me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. to get the bag. Ice on my wrist, diamonds move a lag. Never switch in position, got my bands up. Think I need a brand stroke, we keep it lit. I can't let these niggas miss us. Talking crazy, think you might get stitched up. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop.
Hold up, weed in the whip got rolled up, 32 G's in the ziplock. Hold up, now I'm talking shit. Saw me walk to the whip, every night get lit. Me and Uno for the hit.
Driven to deep left field and gone.
Bada boom, bada bing, bout cash, bout bling. Go ahead, make it ring, 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 ring. Told the thotty ring a ding, 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 ding. Whole squad need chains and rings. Loud smoke, some amazing thing. Yeah, rip it open and I run in the Nemus. Copping on it even if I don't need it. Bands on me left the cash is pieces. Thank God, thank Keen and real friends. You don't know the meaning, get on the bag. Go do the math, split it up until it's even. I spaz on the beat for no reason. Tripping out, walking on water like Jesus. Let them know it's no season.
I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. Hold the wrist, I had to get the bag. Ice on my wrist, diamonds move a lag. Never switch in position, that's where money be in my bag. Gotta thank God for all the shit that I got, I never had. Now that I'm in it, I got a ball, roll to the wrist, and downs I froze. She wanna fuck, dominoes, taking it down, dominoes. Then kick it out, adios, stacking the bread, out the door. Hold the wrist though, don't know where the switch though. Got my pants up, think I need a brand stroke, we keep it lit. I can't let these niggas miss us. Talking crazy, think you might get stitched up. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop.
Hold up, weed in the whip got rolled up, 32 G's in the ziplock. Hold up, now I'm talking shit. Saw me walk to the whip, every night get lit. Me and Uno for the hit.
Driven to deep left field and gone.
Bada boom, bada bing, bout cash, bout bling. Go ahead, make it ring, 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 ring. Told the thotty ring a ding, 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 ding. Whole squad need us.
She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Now we're running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. Yeah. I know why they hating on me, Packing the bread, lock the door, hold the wrist up. Don't know whether switch though. Got my pants up. Think I need a brain stroke. We keep it lit. I can't let these niggas miss us. Talking crazy, think you might get stitched up. I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. I'm not running out of fish, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch plots. I'm not running out of fish, so fuck a pit stop.
Hold up, weed in the whip got rolled up, 32 G's in the ziplock. Hold up, now I'm talking shit. Saw me walk to the whip, every night get lit. Me and Uno for the hit.
Driven to deep left field and gone.
Bada boom, bada bing, bout cash, bout bling. Go ahead, make it ring, 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 ring. Told the thotty bring a thing, 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 thing. Whole squad need chains and rings. Loud smoke, some Asian thing. Yeah, rip it open and I run in the Nemus. Copping on it even if I don't need it. Bands on me left the cashier speeches. Thank God, thank keen. The real friends, you don't know the meaning. Get on the bag, go do the math, split it up until it's even. I spaz on the beat for no reason. Tripping out, walking on water like Jesus. Let them know it's no season.
I know why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Not running out of fish, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me cause she know I get guap. I hit the jackpot, you a mascot. I want big rocks on my wristwatch. I know why they hating on me, so I switch plots. Not running out of fish, so fuck a pit stop. Get the bag, ice on my wrist, diamonds move a lag. Never switching position, that's what money be in my bag. Gotta thank God for all the shit that I got, I never had. Now that I'm in it, I got a ball, roll to the wrist, and downs I froze. She wanna fuck.
Radiant team ban.
Team felt very off, very wonky, but then as they played games, they played more opponents, they definitely feel like they've solidified a really good foundation for the team. They feel strong. You can see that they play around Scam. What do you feel like is their strongest point so far for Neon?
I feel like their strategy and synergy between their heroes has always been on top of their game. Very previously, they play alongside Raging Potato, and Neon as a whole, they were fully relying on their personal skill to excel. But right now, with the departure of Raging Potato, and they welcome back Rappy, which is always the backbone of the team. He always plays the role of utility, setting up the team fight, setting up the strategy for his team. I feel like they have found a very good balance between themselves.
Yeah, I think the stark difference between Rappy and Raging Potato when they both played respectively for the teams was that when Raging Potato was still playing for Neon Esports, they had a more aggressive stance because you have two super aggressive cores in the position 1 and 3, and then you have a playmaking position 2. But now with Rappy in, you kind of take away a bit of the aggressiveness, but you transfer it into stability. You have Rappy to like Arthur said, be the backbone, just support the team with his hero picks, like his Pugna, his Venomancer. We've all seen that. He also plays the Champ. I think it's a good balance for Neon Esports.
And I think we could also mention Yopaj as well, right? At first, Yopaj, he played a more utility-based mid laner, more along the lines of support Scam, right? Just to be that backbone so that if Rappy wasn't there, then you would also have Yopaj to help out set the fights for Scam. But then now we're starting to see Yopaj start to pick up more of that core-oriented role, right? Where if Scam can't carry, then Yopaj is another hero to lean on.
Yep, and right off the bat, I think these 4 picks perfectly encapsulates what both teams represent. You know, you have the Prophet, the Scam Prophet, and probably a Yopaj / Play Hard Tiny, and then you have the Winter Wyvern to deal with the Prophet. Could be played by Ice, could be played by Jab, and of course the Bat Rider as well. Or all of these heroes are flex picks for both teams.
Yeah, a lot of times if you look at Fnatic, we have been saying Fnatic is not afraid or shy to let through the enemy's strongest hero. Like Scams on his Nature's Warfare is definitely his signature in this tournament, and Fnatic, they're just don't care about that.
Yeah.
They responded with the Bat Rider and the Winter Wyvern. Both of these heroes has one similarity. Their ultimate goes through BKB.
Yep.
And Furon is one hero that he wants to translate all his early net worth into Orchid plus BKB. So he'll have a very early BKB timing, but Fnatic has 2 ways to shut down that. So I think that's the best response Fnatic is doing right now. They're letting away the Nature's Prophet and then deal with him.
Yeah, I think it's also another way, right? Because a lot of teams, the less experienced teams, like for example, New Esports, or probably sometimes you see Reality Rift, they tend to just ban out the same heroes because they don't know how to deal with it. But if you look at it, approach it from a non perspective, you let it through, you find a solution to it, it gives you more avenue as well. You can ban out heroes that you really think are a big threat, and you work on the heroes that you have a solution towards.
Another thing is, most of the time, teams, they only come out with a solution at game 2 after they have lost to that one hero at game 1, like we saw yesterday. A droid have the Magnus on Mag for their solution. So I think one thing that separates Fnatic from all the other teams is that they always have solution before coming into the entire series.
Yeah.
Always done their homework, theory craft before the series start, and come into that with full preparation.
Yeah, and I think you can also mention that their hero pool allows for this style, right? Where you have players that are so talented that can play so many heroes, and the less experienced teams and the players, they have a smaller hero pool. They don't get that opportunity to suddenly whip out a hero that no one plays, because when do you ever get time to practice those unknown heroes?
Yeah, and it's also a bigger risk as well. If you put a player on heroes that he's not comfortable with, he might just end up underperforming, and we kind of seen that throughout this league, and it's not pretty. I think one of the examples was the Bog Post 3 Ogre Magi,
and also Daxia.
And also the Daxia.
Yeah.
Pretty underwhelming. FBZ's Post 3 Clockwork was also slightly underwhelming. Kenny Loon's Post 3 Visage, all these examples, they kind of add up to the same conclusion, which is don't push the players too far from their comfort zone.
Absolutely. So we're going through our next phases of picks. Now, so far the trend for Fnatic, they've picked, I think, similar heroes for most of their matches. They always seem to have the Bat Rider. They've incorporated the Winter Wyvern here. Are there any other heroes that Fnatic have been playing a lot that we're going to see pick up the Clockwork?
I thought they were going for Pangolier. Pangolier is also another very flexible hero that they love to pick at the 3rd pick. But Clockwork's pretty, he's amazing against the Furon, amazing against the Tiny, and they have no ways to deal with the Clockwork unless they buy a BKB or a Force Staff.
Yeah, I think the objective is just there for the Nature's Prophet. Now you have 3 ways to deal with the Nature's Prophet. Hookshot, go through BKB.
3 ways to go through BKB as well.
Yeah, so that's almost the same thing as a Pangolier, except for the fact that Pangolier's Rolling Thunder doesn't affect players with magic immunity, but the hookshot solves that problem. You have the Rocket Flare to scout out where this Nature's Prophet is, so he cannot just sprout himself and hide in the trees. That's perfectly done by Fnatic. Now they bring in the Troll, another big threat towards Prophet. Legion Commander does not want to do the Troll at all. Neon Esports slightly getting outdrafted, but they respond with the partner.
Great way to respond against that Troll. Just decrypt anyone that's being targeted by the Troll. They've got some decent heroes to back up anyone that gets jumped on, but
still they're picking Pugna into a Clockwork, so it makes Clockwork games even better now that he has so many targets that he could go on now and can really does a lot of damage to them.
Yeah.
These are all solo queue targets for the Clockwork if he's on a 3 or even on a 4. We have seen DJ owns with this hero. All you have to do is get to a level 7, has 4 points on Battery Assault, and we are good to go.
Yeah. It must be ridiculous going up against Fnatic, because you see the opening 3 heroes and you have to think, who's playing what?
Exactly.
Exactly. I feel like this is support Clockwork for sure. Core Clockwork is just not as good. You have 23 Savages, Troll, this Bat and Winter Wyvern, they can go anywhere.
We have seen SSS playing the Wyvern 3. We have also seen Moon playing the Post 2 Bat Rider as well. So at this point, until they reveal their last hero,
You will never know.
you never know.
And it still could be a flex pick, you know, for their last hero. They could pick a Pango if it's not banned out. Pango against Pugna, amazing. Pango against LC, amazing. Against Tiny, amazing as well. So Fnatic have so many choices. And if you look at their bans, those bans are targeted to protect the troll as well. The Oracle, the Abaddon, the Slug, the Beastmaster, to protect this troll and the Bat Rider. So this Bat Rider could very well be a call for Fnatic for all we know.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about Fnatic's draft in terms of damage? Because it seems like most of the damage output so far is coming from the Troll. They can have a little bit coming out from the Bat Rider, but otherwise you're running a Wyvern who more or less is there for the control, maybe some Splinter Blasts here and there. Clockwork, not really renowned for damage either, so do you feel like maybe they kind of need something to give the draft a little bit of a kick?
Yeah,
in their last
definitely.
pick?
They could really use some burst damage here. They have really good setups, Lasso, Hook. So anyone with a huge amount of burst damage can really help them here. But anyways, we have seen this before. Fnatic, they pick hero that doesn't offer a lot of damage, but they somehow make it work by having really good heroes.
You know what? I just realized who's not banned out. Timbersaw.
Oh.
I mean, Timbersaw could still be a choice. You put this Wyvern Clockwork as in the support role.
Pugna can't do anything against the Timbersaw.
That's true.
Nature's Prophet can't do anything against the Timbersaw.
Yeah, they have,
Tiny has to Avatos.
they have a lot of choices, honestly. Like,
And they banned the AA.
and they ban it could be a Timbersaw setup, honestly.
It really feels like Timbersaw. Since Fnatic, every time it's not. I mean, we've only seen it not banned once, and we already saw what happened.
It depends on, and the Slug is also banned out as well. Great Silver Age Carrier. It depends on how Fnatic wants to play this. Do they want to pick a mid laner last? You still have the Queen of Pain available. You still have the Void Spirit available. Also good at cutting through the backlines to reach that Nature's Prophet and the Pugna. So the cards are in Fnatic's hand.
It all comes down to whether Fnatic wants to make this a Savage show or SSS show.
Yeah.
Why not both?
True, why not both? Why pick one? We're all adults, right? Go for everything.
I mean, the Timbersaw does solve the issue for damage, right? Because the Chakram just does so much by itself. And what can you really do if you're Neon? You don't have the control to deal with a Timbersaw by any means. So let's see what Neon goes for. Do they maybe suspect the Timbersaw coming?
I think they have to see this coming.
They have
with
to.
the AA ban. That is so obvious. You don't just ban AA at the last phase for not setting up anything.
Yeah, I think the AA, it also protects well, right? They throw you battle trance, but if you get hit by the AA blast, you will die regardless. So that it's like killing two birds with one stone for Fnatic right now. But the best case scenario is they have the last pick. So now Neon, they have to anticipate a Timbersaw pick while also anticipating a non-Timbersaw pick, like a mid hero for Fnatic. They have a lot of boxes to check, but this last pick is gonna. It has to solve a lot of problems. Like they even have the Alchemist ban out, so no funny stuff from Neon Esports.
Yeah, Neon, surprisingly, they're lacking of a 5 right now, unless they want to put Jano on the post 5 Pugna, but most of the time, you'll see either Playhard or Rappy playing that, but I think Rappy has already locked into the LC here.
Yeah, we've seen post 5 LC from China. I think LGD ran the post 5. Was it LG? No. It was RNG. RNG ran the post 5 LC.
Yeah, didn't work out though.
Didn't work out, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's just so iffy, right? You just rely on the press the attack. It's no good target for LC, honestly. Like probably the Clockwork or the Winter Wyvern.
Honestly, I would love to see this as a play hard Tiny, and they put something more aggressive on
Shadow
no punch.
Fiend?
Even the Earth Spirit might come in handy as well against the Winter Wyvern, against the Bat Rider. There's good ways to lock down them, making sure that they don't come in with the disable.
I'm not sure though, because if you take the Earth Spirit, do you think they have enough to take down the Troll with all this backup that he has?
I think Dragon Knight, Void, Shadow Fiend. I can think of these 3 heroes. Okay, so they go for the Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain, just try and go for burst. Just kill the Troll, I suppose, before he can battle trance.
Yeah, that's a good choice because you definitely need some kind of burst damage to pair with the duel from LC.
Now it's all in Fnatic's hands. Let's see what they have for this last pick. So many choices.
It's not the insta-give Timbersaw, so it could be seeing
really.
something new.
Yeah.
I think Pango is still very viable
Yeah.
here.
I still think Pango is a good pick if they want to go for it. Neon Esports have no way to stop the Pango. It's a free rolling thunder game for him if Fnatic decides to go for the Pango, but if they want to directly counter this Queen of Pain, they can also do that. They've seen this, they saw this Queen of Pain. Even if it's a support Queen of Pain, I think Fnatic wouldn't be too bothered about it. Okay, so how do they go for the puck?
So
It does help for the team fights though. Wyvern does love working with that puck. The Winter's Curse be much easier to land. Puck was also very elusive. You take a look at what Neon have. I don't think they can really catch a puck.
Oh, I wonder how Neon can play this. Fnatic has such a strong draft.
yeah, they have all the disable that they can have.
All this goes
Everything
through BKB.
goes through BKB.
This is so scary.
However,
Ridiculous.
I think ISSI is gonna settle down with the most likely with the Bat Rider here.
Yeah.
Unless they want to run a Winter Wyvern 3, Bat 5, and a Clockwork 4.
Yeah, I think this puck, right, all he has to do is to get the axe.
What if it's an offlane puck?
Yeah, could be as well. I think this puck, if they manage to get the axe on him, that's it.
Ooh.
That's the most important item.
Right, so we just got informed by production that Ice is actually not playing with Fnatic today. They're actually running a stand-in.
Right, so
Alright.
Fnatic has, I wouldn't say slight handicap, but see what they have.
Wow.
They'll be like, we don't need Ice, you know,
I mean-
for first place.
Like this is time for the others to, you know, show up
So
because
it's a 23 Savage show.
Yeah.
It's a
like-
20 Savage show.
like last week, right, we were saying ISSI is taking all the spotlight from the others, and this is the time now for the rest of the Fnatic squad.
Must be the ... you know, like got him benched for once. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh goodness. But looking at the two drafts, I have a feeling I know what your predictions are going to be, but let me have it.
I think Fnatic just takes more boxes than Neon. They have more ways to do Neon. You have 4 heroes that inherently can go through BKB.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not a fan of jumping on the bandwagon, but this time around you have Scam on his favorite Nature's Prophet, and yeah, I'll go with Neon. Someone has to give them some love.
My goodness.
Knowing his pattern, right? Like,
I
if
know.
game 1 doesn't go his way, game 2 he'll say the same thing, but he'll backtrack.
He'll jump ship.
That is what I want you to think.
All right, let's jump into the game right now. Game 1 between Fnatic versus Neon.
You really should prepare.
Alrighty.
So who's playing for
Okay, so
Fearless? Is actually going to be taking mid?
yep. So it's a Moon. There's a Moon Bat Rider. There's mid Puck. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Puck. I think Puck has only been picked once throughout the entire league.
Yeah, the hero's kind of been absent from the league so far. And it feels strange too because you would assume that Puck, since the changes to the whole dynamic of the game, right? Teams are encouraged to fight now. You think Puck would be a fantastic hero to actually put into your drafts because it's a hero that wants to fight. And Coil, the cooldown for it's reasonable.
Yeah, and one of the best plays for Troll to fight is if everyone is stacked together and you have multiple ways to do that. You have the Clockwork, you have the Wyvern, you have the Puck with the Dream Coil, and Puck naturally is a strong laner. Early on has high base damage to work with. At level 6, good at rotating with the Dream Coil. I think Fnatic should have a pretty decent laning phase against Neon.
Well, do you think there's actually a chance that Neon would be able to take a game off of Fnatic?
I honestly think there is.
What would the odds be, do you think? Like 20-80? 35-65?
35-65 sounds about nice. Sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah, it's not too high, not too low. I think Neon has to really pull a rabbit out of the hat to surprise Fnatic.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what Boom did. But I think the situation with Boom was slightly different. Boom just played a fantastic game during that series. So Neon, we've seen them recover. We've seen them grow from the first 2 weeks, and I think they're in a pretty good spot to challenge Fnatic.
Yeah. It'd be interesting as well to see how Fearless sort of meshes with Fnatic because, of course, when you're playing with a stand-in, you can't play as you normally would all the time, right? So you get that little added flair of what Fearless sort of adds to the lineup. Like, do you think with the absence of Ice, I think a lot of people look at Ice and say he's the backbone of the team. Like, he's the one that causes the chaos and sort of the organized chaos in that he will force teams to overextend so that they kill him. But then, of course, Fnatic comes in and has that revenge moment of killing them.
I guess so. I think Puck does the same thing.
Yeah.
Fnatic still have dedicated heroes to do that. And there are multiple heroes that can accomplish the same objectives, so they should have a lot of resources to make that happen at level 6. But Neon probably just wants to play fast. They've been known to play fast with this game Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
It's seen it a lot of times.
Did they win their last Prophet game? I feel like they may have lost their most recent Prophet game.
I think they lost their most recent Prophet game, but it was still a good game nonetheless. You add in like this Yopaj Tiny, you have this Legion Commander, Pugna, all these heroes are super fast. If you kind of let them pick you off and you don't have a glyph, they will just run down your structures. So, they just stick to the guns, just play fast. We'll just see how this works out for them.
It might, honestly, it's going to go both ways, right? Like neither team wants to just sort of sit on their bum farming.
Yeah, this is going to be both teams have a draft that just wants to fight.
We'll just see who executes the fights better. If maybe Neon will have the upper hand this game because they've got some fantastic heroes that they love to play, or if it's just going to be Fnatic. I think at this rate, it's safe to say that Fnatic, so far, they have more or less steamrolled all of their games, minus that one match that they lost to.
Yeah,
to Boom.
Even that game that they lost, it wasn't, it wasn't like a landslide, right? It was still a close game that Boom just played better. So even I think. One Esports they released a week 4 power ranking. Fnatic, well, not surprised, still in first place.
I mean, considering that their standings are first as well, and they've won almost all of their games, it's understandable.
Well, Fearless taking a lot of punishment early on from Yopaj, and this is the classic Tiny, level 1 free grab. He just walks up. There's no way this Puck can trade with you. Level 1 illusory orb isn't that strong anyways. Ever since the change to this free grab, Tiny has been pretty disgusting in the mid lane. He drops the avalanche on the Fearless, does have the tree throw, but the damage is not there, so Yopaj will just go back to farming. But he seems like he's already established his dominance.
Yeah, it's doing great against this Puck. Although maybe Fearless being a bit too fearless in that early little movement, right? Just like sort of jaunting in, trying to get the right clicks, push out the Tiny, but it went the other way around. It ended up being Fearless being chased.
It's actually a post 5 Legion Commander, so...
Oh, so they've taken a page out of the Chinese Dota book, it seems.
Perhaps. Well, I mean, Jano played the post 5 Faceless Void, so I'm not surprised if they put someone like an LC on him. This also helps solidify the Scam's lane as well. Daniel
must play carries in his pubs to suddenly pick up all these random mishmash of heroes, right? Just to play Void, to play the Legion.
Innovation.
Maybe in his heart he says, guys, I want to play Core, but they say, no, you gotta play support.
I mean, when you steal Wyvern away, when you ban out, his favorite Oracle, he has to find a hero that can accomplish the same thing. Venture Spirit is also banned. So Legion Commander, same thing. You have a Purge.
It can press the attack. Yeah.
You have a Purge. I mean, Abaddon was also banned out. So Legion Commander sounds like he ticks all the boxes.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Januel manages to play that Legion. But for now, we're just looking at a passive laning phase. Nothing too crazy going on between the lanes. It's just everyone farming, really. It would be really cool to see who makes the movement first, because it looks like it's going to be Fnatic. We've got a Clockwork trying to go for a wraparound in that mid lane.
Yep. A little bit of poke on that Wyvern, but...
Yopaj is a little low, so there's a good chance they could kill this Tiny here.
Oh, he got a fresh bottle, so unfortunately DJ is not able to, he won't be able to do anything to this Tiny, but he's gonna wait patiently.
Oh no,
DJ gets spotted out by the ops, and the ops just right on the edge, so this Clockwork will have to retreat from that mid lane.
Yeah, the timing was perfect there for Yopaj. If he didn't get the bottle there, good chance that if he just walked into that middle lane, he would have just gotten killed off by the Puck.
Yeah, last hitting. I mean, Puck is not going to lose the lane.
No.
He's one of the strongest laners.
He might get bullied out a bit, but of course Puck is just fantastic overall.
I mean, once you have the Waning Rip, I think he want to mix Waning Rip, but the Clock's in the top lane. DJ is the TP, draws first blood. Playhard does trade back Country Savage though, so a slight win for Neon Esports.
Yeah, but they did give away that first blood though, so it might have just completely nullified the entire gank. But so far it's fine. Playhard can continue to sit in lane, farm on his Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I mean, Pugna in general, early levels, it's so easy to kill him.
Yeah.
If the Clockwork just locks him down, and Yopaj continuously being pushed out of the lane, they had to rotate Januel to secure the power rune, and lucky Tiny bottles up the regen.
That's beautiful too. Just going to go back up to full after he's used up his mana pool. I wonder what the plan is here for Yopaj. Are we maybe just going to... Oh, Avatos onto Puck.
Oh my
Very
god, so much
close.
damage.
Oh, he doesn't have it. So close. If he had a little bit of help there, that would have been a kill.
If he had the 3 toss, that would have been a kill.
Yeah.
But that was dodged out by Fearless. Yopaj, with that, they instantly regains the lead that he slightly lost to Fearless early on, but Playhard might not be that lucky. He does have the blink, so it's going to be easy to get our TPs back to the base, transport some items back to the top lane as well, as the 5-minute rune will be coming up, but because of Yopaj's avatars, this Puck Fearless won't be able to rejoin the lane for the that wave.
You're not going to be too fearless for long, unfortunately. It looks like we've got another engagement up top. It's like Rappy.
Called out by DJ, but 23 Savage not too near. DJ tries to run, but the presence of that creep prevents the batteries from connecting. So Rappy would just be solving himself out. 5-minute runes will be available. It seems like, say, 2 apiece for both teams.
We've seen a couple of movements here there. Oh no, that's
We've seen a lot of courier snipes throughout this league. I think yesterday there was a lot of courier kills as well.
I mean, it's easier to kill the couriers now, right? They're just so slow.
Oh yeah. Or play hard, trying to man up against 23 Savage, but not a smart idea. This troll just instantly fights back. Very early earn for play hard because he got that troll kill. So now we'll see if this Queen of Pain can be aggressive, as it's a bit of a scuffle for Wards. DJ loses that ops to General.
Just the battle of supports, making sure that your team has vision, the other one doesn't. Looks like Fearless actually got tossed up by Yopaj. Oh,
Dream Coil up. We have 2 supports coming in from Fnatic. Press the attack to keep Yopaj alive. Versus Dado. Yopaj tried to get up, but the attack speed from Tiny way too slow. There is back up from Play Hard. Yopaj goes down, and the supports from Neon Esports are not able to accomplish anything.
yeah, you got a wonky support duo. I'm not really sure what you could really expect a Legion and support Queen of Pain to kind of do in these situations. We're going to start seeing the downfall of these 2 supports if they can't sort of get something going and get their ultimates, because what can you really expect to support Queen of Pain to do? I mean, what's Playhard's role? Is it just to chase heroes down if they're weak? Of course, the Sonic Wave's going to be a major spell, but outside of that, the support clock, oh dear.
Meanwhile, you have Scam being dragged back by the lasso. Press the attack, giving in a bit of regeneration. He turns back at the avatar from Yopaj. They managed to pick up DJ in the bot lane.
Very close there to losing Scam there. A nice little counter gank, but they had to bring in Yopaj for that. Looks like they're going to give some EXP to play hard mid so that he can get the Sonic Wave on that Queen of Pain. The counter ganks have been kind of nice here for Neon, but I almost feels like Neon have to be the ones to make the move at some point, because they are they're on the clock, right? They're dealing with that troll warlord. They don't have a carry that is as equally scary as that troll.
Yeah, you have to kind of kite the troll around. They have ways to do so, but it's not going to be easy, as DJ dies, comes back up to the top lane. Play hard is dead to back it out, so 23 Savage being pushed back. They're going to decrep up DJ, start the life lane. DJ pops his stick down to 50%, but the gang is thwarted by Neon.
Not able to turn around at all. We're seeing DJ just being a pest, right? Just comes in, cogs heroes, has everyone on his team sort of finish them off. Of course, they didn't get anything in that top engagement, but we're already starting to see, if this is what he does, just walking up to you and cogsing you, heaven forbid the team fights start happening and he has hook shot. He's going to be able to go into the back lines and get those squishies.
This is what you want to do as the clock, or you want to be active, you want to be getting those kills early on. I think DJ has done a pretty decent job. Secured a kill onto Yopaj, secured a kill in the top lane onto, I think, Rappy as well. So not all too bad in terms of what he's been doing for the past 8 minutes, as Fearless will grab himself that illusion room, bottle it up, get a bit of regeneration over Yopaj.
Got the Royal Jelly on the side of Neon.
Well, Neon, probably the best consumable item you can get for tier 1, Royal Jelly.
So good.
Yeah, ever since the change, I think the patch has done a slight favor for some teams, because sometimes to get 2 consumable items, you get like a mango tree and a royal jelly, and you go into like the next 10 minutes with only 2 active items for 5 members. not really what you want. So the Royal Jelly is the best out of all consumable items. This extra regeneration would definitely help this Tiny. You can give it to Rappy as well. Pugna will always love the regeneration for the life tree. But it seems like Moon has something else to say. Jano only level 4, no way to cancel out this Firefly. Not flaming lasso. TP is coming in though. Press the attack, keeping Jano alive for a bit longer. And Fnatic will be forced to retreat as 2 TPs will be forced from the side of Neon Esports.
Yeah, the support Legion, she is deceptively tanky. She doesn't really have any items on her that gives her stats, but if you take a look at how much health she has, she's got 100 HP. Oh, sorry, 1000 HP. So that's quite a lot to burn through, and it's hard when they can just press the attack off the napalm, because that's where most of the damage comes in from the Batrider.
Dreamfall onto Rappy, overwhelming odds, a lot of damage. Raffle nature from downtown, and Moon did not expect that. Fearless has to get the heck out of there. Splinter Blast, not able to kill off Rappy as Jab will now join the fight. DJ as well, getting tossed back. Life Drain now. Back to the fountain for 20 seconds, and it's Neon Esports with the better rotation, and they find 2 kills.
So that failed attempt onto the Legion turns into Fnatic losing quite a few heroes. They tried to come in with Fearless, and this was something that we spoke about during the draft. Their lineup isn't really the best when it comes to bursting heroes down, right? If you play Putt, you want to go in there, get the coil, blow someone up and leave, but it just took them too long.
Yep, Entry Savage has to earn on him. Yopa trying to look for the toss. That's tossed him out into a Sonic Wave. Perfectly done. Now they have the drum, and it's going to be the Winter Wyvern. Goodbye, Jabs. Easy draw damage for Januel.
And Januel's going to slowly turn into a carry.
We talked about this.
I mean, he did it with the Faceless Void the other day, so why not?
You let them get the pick off, suddenly your towers are in danger.
Your towers belong to us, they say.
I missed that cheat code. What was that again? Is that an instant win?
What is?
That was all your base that belongs to us. Yeah, that's an instant win back in the days. If you type that, you just instantly win the game.
Yeah. You know the origins of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't remember.
It was a typo in the original StarCraft one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was I think it was a translation typo. So
yeah.
It was very funny.
I read about that. I think it was on Reddit. But so Moon taken down once more. And Fnatic, they did get the bottom tier 1. But in exchange for the mid tier 1, I think Neon Esports will gladly take that. This is how fast they want to play. And it's easy for them to rotate, right? If they rotate the offlane to the bot lane, can just TP. Dreamcore on the Yopa. They have 3 members on top of him. But a great press. The attack, the Avatar's combo. It's going to force that 23 Savage to back off.
This support Legion is actually paying it for itself quite well this game. Press the attack. Great way to purge off the stun from the coil snap.
They have the duo. They're looking for Jab to get the duo on team. Raffle Major comes through and Jab is going to go down. They have the hook shot from DJ on the Rappy. Jab not able to get any skill off. They have the Nether Ward as well as Moon comes in with Firefly trying to burn through everyone from Neon Esports. The fight being split out. It seems like Rappy is not going to survive that 23 Savage now, going absolutely ham. They get the lasso onto Yopash, and Yopash will fall as well. But play hard and scam. They are in the fight. It's DJ trying to run away. Had to cover off the cogs, but I think he's going to make it out. That's going to be an easy kill for Playhard as he goes on a killing spree. But Playhard, he might want more though. Playhard Shadow Strike. 23 Savage turns it around. Playhard overextended. Vault by the flame break. And it's going to be Move getting a double kill. Fnatic, they punish Neon Esports.
Very questionable movement there from Playhard. He didn't really have to go in for the Blink Shadow Strike, but maybe thinking he could do a little bit more damage to grab that kill. But Fnatic, the reinforcements are great. Neon, they just overextended. I think they got a little too bloodthirsty, and maybe it's a sense of urgency that we kind of talked about yesterday. They're pressed to apply this pressure to the troll, but unfortunately, the troll didn't die. He survived through the entirety of the engagement, and he just got a lot of gold from that team fight.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to be happy with the minor victories that you get. So Neon Esports is biting for a bit more than they can chew. Fnatic should be pretty content with that fight, the fact that 23 Savage survived. But Neon, they don't stop, they smoke up, they see the courier belonging to Jabs, and Pash will be looking for that toss again. 23 Savage immediately trapped by Avatar.
Beautiful.
Good eye troll.
Decrypt combo with the Tiny. You just get too close.
Yeah, and
Insta burst.
I think Rappy, if he goes for a Veil of Discord, it's going to be even more painful as Fearless does get the avalanche on top of him. Tossed out once in at the blast. Another easy pickup for Neon Esports.
Ooh, this is actually looking a little bit scary here for Fnatic. Of course, they're running the troll, but we're starting to see the power of all this burst coming in from Neon, and they're winning these small engagements. It's almost going to force Fnatic to have to move around the map as 5, and of course, you still want to be farming. they can't really afford to give too many of those kills away because Neon's lineup built to snowball. They want to push as fast as they can, and it's going to be tough. It really is. They're just going to have to probably bunker down if you're Fnatic. Just make sure that you're getting that farm on 23 Savage, get the BKB, and with the BKB is, that's going to have to be where we see Fnatic shine. And if they come with the BKBs, then of course you're going to have to go into panic mode.
Yeah, and we had this conversation before with this Yopaj Tiny, right? But we'll hold that thought for now. Moon, they found out, they Decrepify. He's gonna bop everyone away with the flame break, but Jano is looking for him. Scam TP's in as well. Moon has the boost of Crab. We try to TP out. To stop it. The Sonic Wave permitted. And Moon, he'll be sent back to the other planet for 30 seconds. But we did talk about this. The Yopaj Tiny against a Dry, the game that they lost with this mid Tiny, it was because no one was there to back up Yopaj. He was doing everything on his own. But look at the heroes that they have. They have the Queen of Pain. They have the Scam to follow up. And this is the difference. When you have someone to back up this Tiny to go aggressive, this is what they can do. They kill off Fearless once more, and it might translate into more control for Neon Esports.
Yeah, so far they're taking control all over the map. They're roaming around, grabbing all these kills, and while all this is happening, Scam is farming. 23 Savage is in the race. Kill that troll.
Yopaj, he saw it, but they're going the wrong way, and Savage will duck right down. The Great Wave is pushed into the tier 2, but TP is coming in. Scam.
Oh no,
Badly misses Troll. Still Dave, pretty lucky. Oh, unlucky timing for Scam, but lucky one for Troll. They also have the ops on this area. Slightly unorthodox for normal ops award to be, but good news for Neon Esports. Yopaj just got his fresh Blink Dagger. Play hard, jab. Tuskers on top of the screen. They have the hook shot to re-engage if they want to. But he is looking for Yopaj, comes in with the Blink Dagger, finishes off the Winter Wyvern.
That was a very interesting Winter's Curse. Winter's Curse, Arctic Burn, and then decided to hit play hard a couple times. So they may be expecting someone to come in and clean up the quad.
I think DJ was waiting, but
then
he didn't engage.
Yeah, then
Yopaj was there.
Here for Fnatic, this is...
Oh, so aggressive. Smoke broken by Mundo. He's in a good position, but the Blink Drag preview onto 23 Savage. So they have to kill this Troll.
Oh, the Yule.
Oh, wasted battle trance. Now Savage, he has body blade. He's just stuck. He's gonna go down. Yopaj's like, I'm gonna taste this Rocky Fist. Killing spree for the Tiny. And they found Moon, but Moon TP to safety. They get the bat out, but the Troll still goes down.
My goodness, this is looking fantastic for Neon. They've got a 8k net worth lead. They've got Scam, who's finished up his Orchid. Going to go for 4 staff next into a Hurricane Pike. So lots of kite ability, especially up against that Troll. And even for anyone that's potentially going to get hit by the lasso, for example, you got a staff that can push them away. Moon makes it harder for Moon to engage because you have to go much deeper.
Early on, it's at 3 damage general. Post 5 Fusion Commander. All you need is the Pressy attack.
All you need is attack speed.
Just the purge.
So I tried to make that rhyme. It didn't quite work. My goodness. Jano must be feeling this game, but he must have thought that, oh, this Legion game is going to be quite tough this game. I'll be here for the Pressy attacks, and then after 20 minutes in, it's going for my blink.
Yopaj does go. They caught him being slightly over-aggressive, but Neon Esports, they are not stopping down the train. Now, looking to the top lane, so much damage. Goodbye, Rapid against 3. They have DJ in the vicinity. Jabs is there as well with the Winter's Curse. Play hard, 50% health, but he had to heal himself up. Rest of Fnatic, they're TPing top. No Dream Qual though. Maybe they're gonna try it onto Rappy as Rappy now falls out, but DJ follows out with Sonic Wave comes right through. Rappy not having the health to survive. There's a scream of pain. Damage should be that kill of DJ. Jabs as well. Silenced out by the okay, but he drops the Winter's Curse. It's forced him to kill off the Queen of Pain as Jabs will escape, but well, Savage goes down off screen, and that is not the fight that you want. And Fearless caught out by Bojano. Yopaj looking for him. Does have the blink. 3 Troll. Fearless trying to get out. They had the fresh Orchid. Scam is in at the time, and the last finish of this puck. It is Neon still coming out on top this fight.
Neon will start taking these towers. They're winning the fights, but it just seems like they're fighting, then they sort of go back to farming, roaming, fighting, farming, roaming. They need to take the objectives down because at some point they've got a high ground. The longer you leave this game going, the Troll will find farm. 23 Savage is dying, but at the end of the day, the troll doesn't really need to commit to these fights, right? He just sort of wants to farm, keep it low on the low down, get that farm, and sort of be that force that his team needs him to be.
Yeah, this is where you want to translate your net worth in the nation's profit and kind of push forward.
Yeah.
Neon Esports 9k goal advantage, 19 minutes in, they get the on to movement, get everybody will get kill and move go down more. Essence 120 Savage, PDI for the troll. Good for the clockwork as well. Same background, they want to put it on, but Neon Esports, they need translating all this pick up the tower push to objectives. They don't do that just yet. But it's a matter of time where they need to realize that these towers will be destroyed. The victory, but they're taking over the triangle, which is where the troll wants to be. They force the triangle, has to come to the battle, which is fantastic news. 14 minutes in, and this troll is absolutely crippled.
The thing is he going to be crippled for the entire game, right? It really depends on whether Neon's got to press the issue here, and not just onto heroes, but they've got to grab something else. They've got to grab those towers, they've got to take road, go up high ground, really pressure onto Fnatic, because even though they're getting pressured all over, they're getting ganked here and there, Fnatic is still trying to maximize their farm. They've got all over the place in the jungle, in lane. I think you've lost your troll.
The blink troll is not. Doesn't really matter. You have the this from Fearless. No cost grabs the damage, scam in the back line. They want to break the troll, but they didn't. And double wave. This guy's not gonna do to your. Yeah, engaging in fight. They need water. The rival of scam and the rest of Esports, and now they chase everyone down. It seems like that nothing's screaming at. The co-embrace will be the embrace of death. This turn wide will fall for another 30 seconds. Fnatic just not able to keep up with Neon Esports. This should be a tier 2 mid for Neon.
They're finally going to start taking down these towers. So I think taking T2, they're going to test the ball. You've got to look at rush at some point, especially when you want to go high ground. Finish the game before 23 Savage has a chance to come back.
You're gonna start things off by finishing off Moon. Essence Ring is popped, but there's gonna be a feed group damage. General 6 damage on this post 5 Legion Commander. I mean, Neon Esports, they had a bit of fun memeing me not recognizing the post 5 word. Guys, I call out the post 5 Legion Commander. Give me credit for that. I'll see you guys on Twitter.
Oh goodness.
14k goal lead for Neon Esports, and Fnatic struggling to farm across the map.
Yeah, they're still farming though. They're not falling into that trap where you play very defensively behind the your base, because you have to farm at the end of the day, right? Now the good news here is that 23 Savage has finished up his battle fury. He is going to start flash farming that jungle. As long as that top jungle isn't occupied by someone from Neon, then of course 23 Savage is just going to farm the hell out of it. Now you've got to be worried about this, right? As Neon, I think the moment they see the battle fury, they have to say, guys, we have to speed this up now, because if you have one messy team fight and you're with that troll, the cleave can come in clutch. We've seen it happen before, and you can't underestimate the potential of that troll if you get some of those lucky bashes with the cleave.
They just need to get one fight or crucial pick off and go for Roshan. This is net objective. They're gonna see 23 down. So much magic damage. 23 Savage not gonna survive that. DJ wants to get out. Do we have a way to cancel it? Yes, they have. Jeno comes in. He has the damage, and he's gonna get not really, but the kill is confirmed. 3-man recall. Doesn't matter. Press that had to keep Rappy alive. Rappy stands right there. Silence up, and he has a glimmer cape to get the all-cape on top of Fearless. Fearless, he wants to get out. Has the face shift. Jeno is right on top of him, and Fearless as well. He's gonna go down to scam. Triple kill for this nation's profit. Fnatic, they lose 4. It might be 5. If they find more, they have the Avalanche, the TP, and the Bat Rider will be sent back to his lair. Ultra kill for scam and Neon Esports. They're gonna look at potential damage on the tier 3 mid.
And they don't even need the Aegis for it. They're just going to go straight high ground. This is fantastic for Neon. Just take the Draxes and really just put that fear to Fnatic. Oh goodness. Very close.
I'm scared for a second. If that was Savage, then that would be a tier 3 for sure.
Ordinary amount.
As the
Scam doesn't hit. Scam that tower.
There's no glitch, so the next fight is gonna be a tier 3 tower.
think they're just looking to invade the jungle, just clear out the dire jungle.
Yeah, and you have to remember, last fight Sonic Wave was not used at all. They still have the Sonic Wave. They have low cooldown ultimates. The duel is back out. The drain is there. And so Neon Esports, they have so much to work with right now.
And Daniel's building that attack speed. He's gonna go for carry Legion, position 5.
Oh man, Scam just amping up the pace, going for more push with that SO pickup. You also have the Mac on to play hard. She found another one, jab. Who needs damage item on this Legion Commander when you get it from all through 7-4?
Pretty close to a monster himself.
Yeah, and because there's no glyph, Fnatic have no way of defending their tier 2 towers. They're actually making a on the left side.
Are they going to try and snatch Roche?
The western side of the map.
Are they thinking about it? I don't think they could not snatch it from control now. There's no way.
It's not worth it. Even if they're going to lose to tier 3. And I think Fnatic know that there's no way that they're defending the tier 3.
Are they going to defend though? Because it looks like we're not seeing any TP. They're all just occupying that top lane.
There's no way. There's no defend. There's no glyph. They cannot fight. TP coming in though. Yopaj finds the troll. Silence him out straight away. No BKB. He's going to go down before using that battle trance. Sonic Wave committed. They're going to lose 23 Savage. Moons wants to get out, but can he get in for the duel? Nope. Januel not fast enough. But it's good enough for Neon Esports. Now they can turn to Roshan.
Yeah, right next to the Roche pit. They got the runes spawned in as well. So this is going to be easy Roche, I suppose, unless they don't want to go for it. Looks like they're pushing lanes instead. Oh,
it's happy. Steve Stillers. Let's start light trading. Being used by body block. He wants to maintain that vision. They're trying to get away. Another force stab. Nether Blast does land. They're trying to get away. Trying to play a bit of a... But not enough. Dreamcore also committed. Playhard is there to claim the kill.
This is such a tough Fnatic because they picked all these heroes that want to team fight. They've got BKB using disabled. They sort of try to prepare themselves for a late game situation, but it's just...
This fight is all about the troll, but the troll is not coming online. Now you get a battle trance. They want to take out Scam. Scam with the Sprout, actually able to trap. Gets forced up to the high ground. Now you have no battle trance. There's 23 Savage. He's savagely running around like a barbarian. He needs to find a kill, but he gets used up. And Yoke is waiting for him to come right down, toss him into the air. This troll is not getting out. He even snaps him up. 20 Savage. It's just, yep, unfortunately. And we'll see you later, nerd. Back to the base. Yopaj is wicked sick. And it's a 21,000 gold lead for Neon Esports.
I think at this rate, 23 Savage just seeing trees. Every fight, he's getting sprouted, he's getting silenced. Abbott can't have no sense of control on these team fights. And the biggest reason for that is that he doesn't have access to BKB, but even if he gets BKB, the Sprout. Yeah, his biggest weakness.
And Neon...
It's almost like he can't battle trance, because if he doesn't get the bash onto Scam within the first couple of hits, once that Sprout lands, it's over for the troll.
Yeah. Neon needs to play that great press the attack to keep Yopaj alive. They have the dream call onto both Januel and Yopaj, but do they have damage? That doesn't seem like that's the case. Crap onto Januel just to keep him alive. The Siege will hold for now, but the damage is still done on that in the top lane.
And I love that coming out too from Neon. They're actually trying to make that they can safely go high ground. BKBs,
they find
General.
They're gonna hook him back. No press the attack. Better result from DJ. Fnatic finally finding one after so long. They use the Queen of Pain. They push it back with the Cox. They silence him up. Waiting rip also a minute. They should kill. No! Playhard blinks away just in time. They cut it on top of it. Boom is looking for the flame break, but Playhard blinks up once more. Rappy is there to back him up, and Fnatic, they have to call this off.
They only got the Legion out of that too. That is, I would love to grab that kill onto Playhard as well. Like anything at this rate, they're basically just collecting scraps to try and recover from this sort of horrible early game that Nita's really given them. You have to say though, props to Neon. They've constantly just applied all this pressure and basically hit them where it really hurts. They went right after them after laning stage. Fearless. I don't think we ever got to see Fnatic play around Fearless during the mid game. It was always them reacting to Neon.
Yeah, and if you look at the net worth of this troll right now, across almost 10 minutes, he only got 2.2k net worth. That is such a bad thing to be in. They're gonna lose Moon once more. They even do up DJ. DJ's gonna go down. Sonic Wave to guarantee the extra of damage, plus 92. Under of a divine on this post 5. I will see Scam trying to get that Aegis for himself.
Neon are on fire. They are on fire today. And for anyone that's cheering for Fnatic, you got to be thinking, wait, this doesn't feel like Fnatic. Just for anyone that's not quite sure what is actually going on with Fnatic, they're actually playing with the standards. So Ice is not playing today, actually having Fearless come in. Fearless is actually going to be taking it, so then Moon will be taking the offlane role just for today, which is why things are a little bit wonky. Yeah, I think a lot of other people were watching. I think it's fair to say that maybe we expected something different from Fnatic, but maybe it's just Neon showing up too.
Yeah, I think Neon definitely showed up. Scam, solo queue onto Jabs. We did set the premise during the draft, even before the drafting phase, that these two teams, they are innovators. They're really creative. You look at how Neon has progressed throughout the entire league. I guess at one point you would see this coming, right? We even talk about the chances of Neon being able to take a game out of Fnatic. And game 1, they are already showing that to everyone.
This is good for Neo too, because of course at this rate you still need the point. They're in the lower brackets so far in the current placement. They're 6th so far on the leaderboard. They're running at 10 points. Let's say they won the series with Fnatic, or heck, if they can even 2-0, if they 2-0, that might guarantee an up bracket finish, which would be huge for someone like Neon.
Yeah, not too bad for their last piece of the regular season. They're gonna take down their tier 3 tower in the top lanes, and this will be the official first racks for Neon Esports. So many pushing power. The Glyph is forced out, but it's not going to matter too much. Fnatic, they need to find a way to get in, but Scam has a fresh Bloodthorn. This guy is almost slotted at 30 minutes into the game. 22k net worth. There is no one that can stop this. Nature's Prophet 7-0 KD.
If there is one person that could potentially stop this harassment coming out from Neon, it's got to be 23 Savage. But he needs the setup from his team, right? He needs the perfect Winter's Curse. They need the perfect call. Everything has to land perfectly to set up for that pro Warlord, because he's had a hell of a time this game, getting constantly ganked, not able to get his items on time. I think he's still sitting on only that Battle Fury. He's aimed for the BKB next, but I don't know if the BKB really changes anything for him this game.
This is mega crucial. Neon, this throw is 12k behind.
Where's Fnatic? 23 Savage is in the jungle.
They can't fight this. This is going to be the last Korra for Fnatic. When your post 1 is 12k beneath the enemy post 1, you are in a crap ton of trouble. And Neon, they are not going to stop. They're going to start taking out the structures, cleaning up the base. Do a bit of spring cleaning, and it seems like General, if I someone, it's going to be Yopat getting the monster kill streak onto Moon. Drew onto Fearless, Sonic Wave coming right through. Fearless, he buys back, but General, he breaks the 100 damage mark with that duel. Turn 3 Savage finally joins the base, but it's going to be sprouted out. And the Spirit Bustle on top of him, courtesy of Play Hard. Scam, he's like, I don't want kills no more. I just want to win.
Is 23 Savage dying? He's very low.
You get the Winter's Curse onto Rappy for whack damage. Ooh, Scam goes on monster kill streak. Kills off Jab. They have the use. Better chance is used. You can hear that, but it seems like there's no way Fnatic can fight this. That's a GG. Neon Esports convincingly dismantling the Kings of Southeast Asia in this game 1.
Wow, gosh, if you're Neon, I can't imagine what their team room is. I don't know if they're playing together, but if they are, you have to think they've all got to be so happy with this victory.
Well, there's nothing.
spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no game. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom. Zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang.
Neon, obviously they're going to have a bit of a high as a team, right? They've won their first game. Of course, if they can secure a 2-0 victory, that'll be huge for Neon. So what are the things that you're going to have to look out for going into this next game? Because I'm very sure Fnatic are going to be a little heated after that one.
Timberban.
And right off the bat, Fnatic paid respect to Scam's Furon, ban out the Furon, and this is the impact of Ice as well. Having to present there, it takes away one ban already.
Yeah, and I mean, we watched a full montage of Ice trolling people back in the days before the broadcast.
We did.
Good to see him back.
It was funny.
I like how he paused super late back in the day. That was funny, and the good old still young. I mean, he still looks young.
I love how you like kind of backtrack there just to make sure you're not getting into Ice's bad books. Good job, Husky. I'm proud of you. All right.
He's a good troll, and that's what makes him special.
Yep. Alright, so they're waiting for this next pick from Fnatic. Now, we've seen them be very keen with the Winter Wyvern, right? They always first pick Winter Wyvern, especially the Bat Rider. They love Bat, but now they're going to switch it up a little bit and add in the Doom. Now, of course, we don't know what lane this Doom is going to be in. I think we've seen Ice play it. There is the opportunity for Moon to play it since teams have also been flexing the mid Doom as well. So, if you're looking at this as Neon, how do you sort of play around the Doom? Because Doom changes the dynamic of the game, right? Because once someone gets hit with Doom, they're basically useless until the Doom duration ticks out.
Yeah, I think traditionally there's two ways for you to fight a Doom. One is that you want to pick hero that ignores the Doom, Wraith King.
Yeah.
Another way is that you want to pick hero that can take down Roshan really quickly, so you utilize on the Aegis to fight the Doom, because having a second life is always good. And that's another third way as well. Pick Spectre, eat the Doom, buy back Horn back again, and fight. I think that's one of the very least approach though. Least pick approach, but there's a possibility for that.
Yeah.
Especially we are playing a very early pick Doom. There's a lot of ways you can go. You have 3 picks left.
Speaking of that style, could you maybe also do the same thing with, let's say, Ember Spirit or Weaver, right? You can time lapse back into the fight and then Ember goes back with his Remnants. Like, could you also look at those options?
Yeah, those are the possibilities.
Yeah, or you just have items or skills that can kind of save you from a Doom, like your Force Staff, your Lotus Orb, Lincoln Sphere, False Promise. All these spells are pretty decent. All your status resistance right from your items. You go for the God King build, your Satanic, Sanjin Yasha, Halberd, on just a few examples. But Doom in general, strong laner, lots of damage. We've seen support Doom from Boom Esports yesterday. They put height on their post 4 Doom and they actually crushed the game. So this, I say there's a possibility, but knowing Fnatic, this is most likely a core Doom for them.
I find it rather interesting here. I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree with me, so feel free to disagree. Anti-Mage banned out from Neon. Now, would you kind of want to play with the Anti-Mage this game? Because firstly, he has the mana burn, right? Great against the Bat and the Doom. Both of these heroes, they need their mana to actually cast their spells. But secondly, Anti-Mage is a defensive skill. It can kind of stop them in their tracks by casting the Lasso on the Doom because he's got the spell shield.
Yeah, I think Anti-Mage most of the time is a very respect ban against Fnatic, because Fnatic, we have seen them play a lot of 4 Protect 1 and they're just split pushing, doing all the shenanigan stuff to buy time for 20 Savage. And this is something teams finds very hard to deal with. You have to outmaneuver Fnatic, and that's very impossible in most of the time. That's why I think that's the biggest reason they banned out the anti-mage.
And what Neon Esports did to kind of with that problem last game was that they pick heroes who have global presence or with high mobility. Queen of Pain, Nature's Prophet, and they always make sure that they are active on the map. So most of the times they have the map control, but you're not going to get that luxury in this game. There we go, the Oracle comes out. We kind of expected this to happen. Januel playing his signature Oracle, can't wait to see it. But Fnatic, they ban out the Wraith King. No, if this Wraith King goes over to Neon Esports, your Doom is not going to have a good time dealing with this core.
So what other alternatives can you go for here that Schem would want to play that doesn't really mind the Doom so much?
I think anything that carries SN1 Sardonic would be really good here.
Terrorblade would be okay.
Yeah, Terrorblade would be fine too. It's just that you always have to worry about the Bat Rider being flexed to the tree, because you don't really want to pick a carry that is a melee hero. But you have the Oracle behind of you, so that's kind of fine.
Isn't there a good chance that Fnatic could pick up the Terrorblade themselves
Definitely.
if they're running the Venge?
They definitely have a good chance. They have a Venge there. Terrorblade looks really juicy for Fnatic right now. And if they go for the Terrorblade, I think Neon Esports might have to fall back. I think Fnatic can also go for the Luna. It really depends what they want right now. Okay, so they pick the Mirana.
Oh, alright.
Cat Lady strat? I'm waiting.
If you want TB, this is the time to pick it for Neon. You don't want them to make the same mistakes as New Esports yesterday, right? Where the fourth pick is where you need to lock in that core, and they didn't.
Oh, that was T1.
Oh, that was T1. Excuse me. My mistake. Yeah, T1.
Mean, technically, 23 Savage could also play the Mirana, right?
Yeah, we've seen that before.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, so maybe that's the option.
I guess not.
Is this to deter a potential Ursa? No, Ursa's banned. Wait, so what's the Venomancer's role here? Is it to maybe slow down the Doom?
I feel like this is Yopaj Tiny again. General, Oracle, play hard Queen of Pain, Rappy, Veno. They're keeping Scam's hero for last.
So what's Rappy's role here?
I think Venomancer particularly against the Bat Rider is really good. You always have the Plague Ward to scout out the Bat Rider. Against any Blink Initiator, the Plague Ward is always really good. Also, all the spells, right, because it does damage over time, so it's very hard for you to dispel that and blink away. And we know Rappy's hero, right? Necroforce, Chan, Venomancer, the Pugna, the green heroes most of the time. I think this is a hero that allows them. He's gonna play the role that he buy all the aura items, buy all the utility items, and then he's also very strong in the lane so far.
Yeah.
Unless Fnatic put the Bat Rider against the Venomancer, then that's a big problem for the Venomancer.
I wonder what else Esports can go for the post one. There's not too much choices left. They have the Spectre. That's one of the heroes that is not too bad against the Doom. You kill him, he comes back with the Haunt.
For Neon, so this is all pre-patch suggestions. So they do have Bloodseeker, and I know teams like to run the Bloodseeker with Veno. So Bloodseeker on steroids.
Yep, TB ban. Saw this coming with Fnatic.
Other options. So apparently Schem can also play the Veno.
Yeah, we've seen Veno 1 from Scam and Raging Potato when he was still with Neon, so that is a possibility. But if you run the post 1 Veno, then you need to play even faster than game 1.
I mean, we saw Yopaj was definitely able to do it on the Tiny in the last game.
Yeah, but you don't have the Nature's Prophet to rotate alongside you. Veno is...
Yeah, well, Veno is a very slow hero.
Slow.
You don't really want to play this hero as a post 1 because most of the time you cannot decide your own fate, because when you walk into the team fight, you are just there, you cannot move anymore.
Yeah, Veno is lazy, doesn't like to walk around.
He's lazy.
Slow and lazy.
Just have someone carry him everywhere.
He's just not made to go around the map. He doesn't even have legs. Look at him, he has to slither his way. Slack banned by Neon, by Fnatic.
So a couple of other options here for Schem. He plays DP. That's another hero that kind of wants to go fast. I guess CP doesn't really care as long as she gets her Exorcism off, right?
Yeah, there's one good hero against Doom.
With the Oracle to protect the DP, it's not too bad.
The final option is DK, but I don't know if they want to go for DK in this game.
Yeah, DK is way too slow.
It feels too slow.
Yeah, I think now they're probably looking at, if they want to go unorthodox, the DP is there. If they want to go a hero that the Oracle protects, a hardcore, you have the Spectre available for Neon.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what to expect from Neon Esports.
Post 1 Oracle.
They have to.
Maybe they don't even know.
Maybe they don't even know yet. They have 2 minutes to find out. They have so many boxes to take. they don't have a frontliner so far. They need tower push.
They don't have much hard lockdown.
Yeah, they do have stuns too. I think every when you need one hero that tick all the boxes, I think
This
Faceless
Alchemist.
Void is really good.
Alchemist?
Alchemist is okay too.
There's also the Alchemist for Neon. Faceless Void is okay, honestly. I wouldn't mind the Faceless Void for Neon. As long as he doesn't get Doom, he can do his work. You just need to get the chrono off. I think if you play Faceless Void, you need to be the guy to start the fight. You need to get the jump onto Fnatic.
Yeah, that's really hard because you are going to play against a Vengeful Spirit,
yeah.
so the swap is always going to be devastating.
Yeah. And only Tiny's really there to set up, right? Quap's not really great for setup. Oracle, if the Oracle's that far forward, I don't know what to say. The Neon, what are they going to go for? They've got a minute left in reserve time.
Yeah, all these huge cores are banned out. You still have Juggernaut as well, but it's not good at all against Fnatic's lineup.
I mean, if Neon wants to go all in fighting, they can go for the Ember Spirit.
You have the Medusa Oracle, but again, I don't know. I think Neon wants to look at the mid game right now, like how they've always done. Just look at the mid game, see what hero you want to pick to push the tempo. I think Alchemist is the hero. Faceless Void is there. If they want to go late, you always have the Spectre as a choice.
What if they go Chance? Or
Okay, so it's the
Bloodseeker. Okay, so they're going to go for the
We're gonna fall back to the
stacked Bloodseeker with the Venom combo.
Steroids.
Oh yeah. We've seen this strat I think 2-3 times. It was all losses though.
Yeah, win rate wasn't very high for them.
No. I mean, the heroes that they could go for with the Bloodseeker this game, it's quite good. You look at Fnatic, they don't really have the best sustain, so if the fights go quite long, of course, that's great for Skem, right? Because he'll sort of want to dart in, grab that kill, dart out.
Oh, Drow Ranger against the Bloodseeker.
Drow's not too bad, isn't she? She's got Gust. They've got the swap as well to protect the Drow.
Yeah, but mostly you want to play Drow. You don't want to play Drow against heroes that can rush into your face.
Yeah.
But they've only got 2 heroes that can do that, right?
I think this is the same concept as yesterday when you're running like a Venge lineup. I believe it was it a Boom against New, where I think New Esports picked a Disruptor and then Boom went for a Venge. And then all you have to do, you swap the core out of your away from the enemy, right? In this case, the Bloodseeker. So as long as this Venge is alive, killing Drow is not that easy.
And I do like that they have Doom and Bat Rider. Both of them give very solid lock.
Yeah,
and they want to be in the front too,
yes,
right?
so that they are going to give a lot of protection towards the Drow and make sure that she can stand there and free hit.
And Bat Rider pairing alongside the Drow is pretty decent. You drag someone away, the Drow just free hits.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can take out the Drow. Drow go against edgy hero because she ignores armor with the marksmanship. Easy game for Neon. I think that Fnatic last game it was probably because of standard, right? Neon played fast, they had their best heroes, but this time I think Neon, they are in a more uncomfortable zone.
Yeah, right. I have to agree with that.
All right, gentlemen, how about predictions? All right, so we got Neon over here, we've got Fnatic. I don't even know why I ask you guys these questions.
What?
It looks like the game
Why
is...
can't I go for Fnatic this time?
See, told you.
So you're jumping ship?
No, I'm...
Yeah, so you're still Neon.
I'm very reasonably looking at the draft.
Thank you, panel. We're going to go jump into this game right now. Fnatic versus Neon. Let's get to it.
It's been a reoccurring theme, right? Like game 2 is always the other team. Poor guy, you didn't even let him.
I don't need to. I already know.
Didn't even let him defend himself.
That's fine. He can defend himself when we go to post panel.
You'll be a horrible jury.
I know. That's why I'm not. I didn't do law. I'd fail in the first year.
You would fail the justice system.
You really should prepare.
Right.
Okay, I'll stick to game design, it's fine. Anyways, got a second match here between Fnatic versus Neon. And of course, Neon, they've got to be really happy with themselves. They've got their first victory already. They've secured their 1 point. But the question is, can they get 2 more in the second game?
Oh man, if they get this changes the upper brackets.
It does, doesn't
they
it?
They overtake Boom, they overtake Geek Fam, and they guarantee themselves upper brackets.
They guarantee upper bracket. I'm not sure if they guarantee 3rd place, because that's where they're going to end up. I think it'll be tough. There's a good chance that Geek Fam's probably going to pass over Neon
Yeah.
if they do get that 2-0, because Geek Fam they've still got how many more matches? 3 more matches
more
to
matches.
go. Yeah, so plenty of openings for Geek Fam to sort of get more points. So it'll be tough to guarantee third, but I think fourth. Yeah.
DJ Mirana, so
Disco ballin'.
I actually like all this, what do you call this, consumable, I don't know, accessories, whatever they are called. I think every year there is always a new one. I think last year you have last year when you dig something, it's the shovel, the purple shovel, that is now a neutral item.
Yep.
This year it's just a portal.
What if they're actually doing that to test items and be like, hey, could this be a viable neutral item? Who knows? Who knows?
It could be.
I'm just waiting for the snake balloon to be a neutral item.
Oh, no.
Come on, it's my favorite.
I want the anti-mage
Don't
big
judge.
hit.
No. We're getting the persona. We don't need more anti-mage stuff.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of Pudge as well. Collector cash as Pudge.
Oh, Pudge is everywhere.
We have the
let's be
toy Pudge
realistic.
persona. Yeah, I just
And
realized.
Mirana. There's a lot of Mirana. I know there's a lot of people out there that love cats, but come on, we need to give Luna some love. Ridiculous.
If you play Luna long enough, Luna's cosmetics will eventually be released. But what was the Moon? Is the
Remember
Moon
when Dota 3 comes out? Thanks, Hosky.
you know, there's never going to be a 3, right? Like, historically, 3 has not been a number that exists in that dictionary.
I don't know. Dota might be the first one. You gotta wait. You gotta give it a chance.
10 more years ago. I've waited. How long has Dota been around? I think more than 10 years. Yeah, I've got another decade to wait. No problem.
Okay, when you get too old, it's fine. So far, it looks like the matchup here, Moon versus Yopaj. And of course, you saw what Yopaj could do with the Tiny. You gotta be careful here if you're Moon. I think Moon must be happy to come back into the mid lane because he had to play offlane Bat last game.
Yeah, this slightly changes things up a bit. You have the Ice Doom. And I think for this game, Neon Esports, nothing too funny. No Position 5 Void or Legion Commander. They're sticking with their guns. They know that with Ice now back into the main roster, or at least coming back to play in this game too, it's going to be harder. But Jabs, he's being pushed out by Rappy. Venoman's pretty decent against this Bat Rider early on.
I think Veno's great for trading, right? Especially if you're just going to go for these constant right clicks because, Veno, he's got the Gale. There's a good chance that if you're not careful, he could just completely punish the Bat Rider.
Yep. Yeah, Poison.
The Poison Sting's really great too.
Yeah, the Venomous Skill. You have the Fortunes and Purifying Flames.
Is the Drow dead?
Savage getting ran down. They should be able to get first burst. Savage turns around with the multi-shot.
I don't think he's...
But Purifying Flames is dead. General grabs an easy first blood. Taking a sour shot. You have the Magic Stick and the Verifier, but he still dies to Jab.
Oh,
now
man.
Jabs, he has the Firefly, runs on top of Rappy, but Rappy has the Venomous Skill. The Napalm is there, but Rappy he just wants to run away. Come on.
He might have to
get the TP.
Can he get out?
Then a multi-shot. There, 5 stacks of Napalm. Enough for Jab.
Too much damage. I mean, that's great though. Jab's just getting a whole bunch of EXP from being able to sit there. And what can you do as a Veno, right? You've already got the Gale to protect yourself. If he had Plague Wards, maybe the Plague Wards would have been able to help slow down the Bat Rider, but then you wouldn't have had the Gale or the Poison Sting.
Yeah, could have been worth it if he made it out, but
a level 3, I think, would have been the saving grace there for Rappy, but it is what it is. They ended up killing the Drow. I guess that's like the biggest thing, right?
The Drow doesn't lose too much though. When Rappy died, Drow already TP back to lane, so she's gonna catch the wave. And Yopaj this time not gonna have such a good time as he had in game 1. Tiny, his armor is non-existent. You have this wave of terror from Moon. You can easily just trade with this Tiny, no problem.
Yeah, and then just range as well, so you can actually kite the Tiny, whereas Tiny has to commit an Avatos if he wants to do any kind of damage to a Vengeful Spirit. The Doom is doing fantastic in the offlane. I mean, what can we really expect? Bloodseeker, Queen of Pain. I mean, how are they going to really pressure out the Doom to begin with? And they've also got to be careful of DJ coming in, because if you get a stray arrow, I think that's just a guaranteed kill down here.
Yep. But Jabs, no way to stop him, no fortunes, and Jabs TP's out. That's probably going to be an early boost for him as you talk about the arrow. Ice getting ran down. Scream of Pain from Playhard takes out Ice. And man fight DJ. DJ stands his ground. And he realizes he can't fight this. He leaps away. Turns around with Sacred Arrow, but scans pretty fast. He runs towards this Mirana. Gets a double kill for himself.
You don't want want to be trading with that Bloodseeker, and this is great for Scam. We know that Scam, he can be a very hyper-aggressive player himself, so if he can get that early injection of gold through small engagements, it's huge.
Yep, and Aisha's actually got the chain lightning from the Harpy.
In other words, no fun.
I was wondering where was that noise from. Well, now we know. As Jano, he did fall to Moon. I think they tried to gank Moon, but it's a carry venge. Just right clicks you to death.
It's a good chance that Batrider might go for another wraparound here. Oracle is in lane. Or is he going to go mid? I think Jabs is just trying to scout out the jungle and see if there's any stacks.
And there's a 5-minute rune as well, so Jabs is patiently waiting for that rune to come out. Meanwhile, Playhard not in a good spot as Scam. Gonna make a detour by that chain lightning from Ice. Almost kills off Playhard. He does blink to safety. 5-minute rune secured by Fnatic in the bot lane as Scam is living life on the edge, but Ice, he can zap you. Zapping Scam a bit. Even fortifies that creep wave to make sure that Scam doesn't heal back up with the Blood Rage. Another zap. There we go.
He's constantly zapping. He's running out of mana though, so Ice is going to have to retreat at some point. Arrow just lands onto a creep. They're very low down here. They've got to bring in some regen. There's a good chance they could go for another kill, but because they're just so weak, the HP thresholds are so low, there's a potential to actually die. But DJ going to rotate out of lane, maybe try and land an arrow onto Yogbash. It's nighttime too, so this is the best time to try and land those arrows.
Well, even takes that cap away. Takes a big centaur away from Tiny. Yogbash can still stack this if he wants, but the power rune is coming up, so that one's definitely more important.
They've rotated out the Queen of Pain from that bottom lane, so Scam is alone. If anything hits him here, any kind of disable, it's probably going to be a dead Bloodseeker.
No, Yogbash pretty lucky though. He does get the haste rune as DJ takes away another big jungle creep. The Hellbear Smasher is going to be the victim this time. But all in all, Fnatic shouldn't run into too much problems out of the stack. Stolen away by Jabs.
Yeah. If you look at laning efficiency, actually, everyone on the side of Fnatic is going to have some kind of gold income, right? You've got Mirana going around just arrowing the big creeps, and you've got Jabs just sitting on the Batrider going with the Napalm Firefly.
Ooh.
And they catch
Swatches and Yogbash, he has the haste, he has the avalanche, they have the toss, but I don't think the damage is there though. They have the Purifying Flames, the right click is enough, multi-shot. Doesn't do enough damage to kill off Jano, and Jano has 4 stacks of napalm on team, purges them out with the fortunes and also stops Jabs in his track. Yogbash just waiting for the avalanche, 3 more seconds as Jabs wants to turn around with Firefly, buying some time, Rappy is in, and Jabs will be able to make a detour and get out.
Oh, Mirana's coming in. Does DJ want to try and throw an arrow?
TJ is thinking about it, but there's no follow-up, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just him. The Vengeance far away. So it's just going to be free kills again, going in the way of Neon.
And a pretty big one as well, killing off that Drow.
Must be a big pain in the backside for 23 Savage today, right? He's just had a horrible troll game for game 1, and he's just, again, being pressured non-stop, but this time on the Drow. But I guess there's a bit of a difference between the two of them, right? Like, Troll has to sort of put himself out there to farm, whereas now you've got the defensive mechanisms, you've got Moonlight Shadow to help you, you've also got the swap from the Vengeful Spirit, and you've also got two really tanky front lines that can kind of help you out, whereas, yeah, things on Troll, kind of had to get in there, potentially die. You can't really expect too much from 23 Savage in that last game.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's better for him though. The team sort of going to be in the front lines to protect that Drow. It's good to see Fnatic sort of picking something new for 23 Savage as well, because I think up until this point he's been playing more or less the same heroes. Lots of Troll.
Oh yeah, lots of Troll. I think he did play the what's that, Nature's Prophet? Oh, Iron Talon. Good item for the Drow. Needs more of that. Meanwhile, won't get it gone on. Has the magic missile, so prevents the toss, but Rupture. There's so much damage onto Moon. Scam comes in, picks up the kill. He's on a killing spree right now.
And we're starting to see these kills rack up for Neon, and it looks like Rappy's actually chasing down Jabs. Now the big bad bat is now being chased by the giant banana.
Oh, here comes your punch. He's like, yep, take this.
just takes it. Sorry, Rappy, it's mine.
Yes, like, thank you very much for the effort. For that. but the kill is mine. Immediate smoke up. This is what Neon likes to do. They get a pick off, they smoke up, they rotate, and they saw 23 Savage in the bot lane. The Fnatic's gonna TP in the bench as well. They want to go for the first push, and Neon, they're making a huge rotation. Play hard, trying to buy as much time as you can. The arrow does miss. Play hard, managing TP to safety. That is the best case scenario that Neon Esports can hope for, but they should be able to come in for a collapse. They have the ward, they have the vision.
Scam's coming back in as well.
They just need to take Savage out, and Yopa runs right in. You have the Fortune and immediate. They're gonna burst out 23 Savage. There's nothing that they can do as Rappy comes in, throws out the poison Nova. He jumps his down to blow right on top of both Moon and DJ. DJ leaps away. They get the Doom onto Yopash, but Moon will fall. And Ice. He's isolated. 4 members of Neon Esports on top of Lucifer, and even the Devil himself might find it hard to escape this. He does get the kill with the help of Moon onto General, but he's still not gonna escape as the illusion from Moon gets a triple kill. Yopash finally kills off Ice. But at least Fnatic, they trade the support kills in return.
Yeah, they lost all 3 cores on the side of Fnatic though, so if you're Neon, you're gonna be pretty happy with yourself. They got to keep the pressure up though, right? You can't sort of let Fnatic be the ones to try and maintain the tempo of the game, because we've seen what happened. And is it Jabs trying to play around with Yopaj? But I don't know if you want to be playing around with this Tiny.
Is there anyone from Neon nearby? Yep, there is. There's General. As Yopaj casually just grabs that bounty. Jabs needs to get out, but I think they see him.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, the Venom
ward.
ward. Yeah.
Goodbye, Jabs. It's nice knowing you.
Jabs is creating a lot of space for his team, so it's all 4 heroes are here for Neon. So that means it's some free farming time there for DJ in the bottom lane. You've got the Drow in the jungle. Ice coming back into lane. But I wonder what time is it for Neon? Like, when's the go? When's the time to sort of just move forward and start really seizing those towers? Because you don't want to farm for too long, right? Especially when you're letting someone like Ice get closer towards his defensive items, going for drums first so he can sort of chase heroes down. You don't want to wait for the Vengeful Spirit as well to start tanking up, because we've seen what's happened with Venge Core. At first it seems like a very wonky hero to put into a core role, but with the changes to how the Venge dies, right? She pops that illusion. She can still cast spells. She's still technically a hero until you kill that illusion.
Yeah, I mean, like, she retains all aura. If you reach level 25, if you want to go for the illusion cast spell talent, you can always go for that. But even without the spells, she's good. She has the aura and the carry Venge.
She hits hard.
And she has the damage.
Yeah, so you kind of just can't ignore Moon, really.
Nope, triple leap by DJ, managing to survive with this life. Breaks the smoke from both Yopaj and General.
So if anything, the timer is really set for Neon. Like, Neon's got to start getting a move on soon.
This is slightly harder than last game though. You don't have a pushing mechanism, right? They are not that good at sieging. Last game you have the Prophet, you have the Pugna.
But now it's just all onto the shoulders of Rappy, really. Rappy's the only main pusher with the Plague Wards.
Yeah, but even that, it takes so long. They don't have natural pushes, to put it simply, and it's gonna be difficult for them to reenact game 1. But they can still play fast. But they're playing on a huge timer right now against Fnatic. This is like game 1, but the conditions for Neon Esports are slightly harsher.
So we got the mech already here for Rappy. So already building those defensive items. They want to make sure they win those really long engagements. But I love the way that Neon sort of itemizes their heroes, right? They always itemize safely, but also for that moment. They never itemize too early or too late for the game.
Oh yeah, they're hitting their timings pretty decently, you know, the same pace as Fnatic. Meanwhile, whoa, gonna find Jeps again. Jeps goes down, but Moon joins the fight. TP is coming in from Ice. This Doom is gonna cast the ultimate, almost gets it on the play, and he dooms the illusion. Oh, what a bait from Yopaj. Yopaj promise starting with turn right around. They have the poison Nova, the toss from Yopaj. Play out right on top of DJ. DJ dies. Moon goes down as well. His Scam comes in to clean up the scraps. What a play from Neon Esports and Ice. One bad Doom, and he's now going to pay with his life to get the avalanche. They toss him out. Yopaj is happy with that. Fortune's ends to keep him in place. Purifying Flame just enough, and Ice is going to die as well. Neon, they wipe Fnatic outside their base.
Oh, that was phenomenal engagement there from Neon. They actually baited Fnatic in. Of course, once the Doom popped in, they just said, guys, we've got to go now. We don't need to worry about that Doom. It almost makes me wonder, was it either a misclick from Ice, or did he sort of maybe next level himself, thinking that, you know, Yopaj Well, I mean, why would you do the illusion?
I think he didn't know because
Yeah.
I mean play hard. Oh, jab. Yeah, he's dead. So what happened was play hard walked in. Play hard saw the Doom. And Ice he did saw Yopaj because they killed off jabs.
Yeah,
Yopaj
absolutely.
ran downhill, he popped the illusion rune, and he sent the illusion to walk in beside Playhard. And then Ice
Yeah.
said, I think this is the real Tiny.
Exactly. I think he maybe next leveled himself thinking that the Tiny wanted to come in.
It was just big brain plays from Yopaj. And I think dooming the Tiny is the right option because a Doom Tiny is just a cluster of rocks. You know, it does nothing.
I mean, it goes to show what their priority is, right? They are afraid of Yopaj because Yopaj comes in, Avatos is someone, he's technically the biggest threat. Of course,
Yeah.
Scam's a big target too, but if you're going to lose somebody instantly, Yopaj has to be that target you want to eliminate before the fight really begins.
Yeah, and great job from Jano as well. He saved Playhard with the false promise. So no one from Neon Esports side died. But Neon, they're going to smoke up. They're going for bigger fishes right here. They saw Fnatic at the bot side, so they know that the bot side, top side is going to be 23 Savage again. A great dust to push away this Tiny, but Fortune says right on top of it. They need someone to save this Drow Ranger. He turns around with a multi-shot, but the Purifying Flames will be enough to give Jano a killing spree. Now the Flame Break is as well. Sacred Arrow pushes, flies right through, hits onto no one. They get the Rupture, and it seems like Fnatic, they're trying to turn this around. They get the kill onto Jano. Jano finds back the great Avatars onto 4 members of Fnatic, and Playhard does the damage. Starstorm is there, but the rest of Fnatic, they have to back off. Ice is down. Looking for DJ. DJ turns around with a point blank Sacred Arrow, but you have Yopaj there, and it is Neon's turn to turn the fight around, and Fnatic lose 3 members.
I'm not sure if I'm tripping. Did Moon swap Scam out of that wall of heroes?
Actually didn't notice. It was a messy fight.
Because I swear Scam was in the middle of the fight. Maybe they were trying to get Scam off of someone.
I think they were trying to get Scam away because he didn't rupture. I think he ruptured.
Yeah.
But
that was much earlier on. But
Jabs.
yeah, it was very. Oh dear.
Goddamn, play hard. So good.
This is just not the game so far. It looks like for Fnatic, even though you're running.
They're going. They see Savage. Yopaj. Avalanche toss. Damage wasn't enough. But it's gonna push Savage back, and 5.4 net worth, 16 minutes in. This is slightly worse than the True Warlock gift that he had in game 1.
I'm not sure if this is slightly. This seems like a tougher game than the Troll Warlock game because every time 23 Savages just steps out onto the map, it's constantly Avatars. He's getting ambushed every time. He just doesn't have any kind of freedom.
Oh yeah.
But look at how he's moving. He's hiding in the tree lines. I think we haven't really seen 23 Savage play this defensively in such a long time because usually he's safe in his own jungle.
And Ice. He might not be safe. Sonic Wave. This disintegrates this Doom.
Oh my goodness. Neon are just looking poised to actually take this series 2-0.
Yep.
And for them, this victory is enormous.
Yeah. And what a great combo. Goodbye.
See you later, nerds.
It almost just feels like Fnatic didn't expect Neon to come into the series this strong.
Yeah, I mean, the draft of Fnatic, they can play fast, but it's harder to execute for them. Neon Esports draft, really easy. Get this Tiny ahead, play alongside this Tiny, and everyone else will naturally get the advantage. So Fnatic, they were not able to create space, as much space as they wanted. Scam is already caught up in terms of net worth, overshadowing Moon right now.
I think we need to be fair here, though. The game isn't over, right? It's not done and dusted yet. Fnatic, they still have a chance to come back, but it all comes off the back of whether they can at least dominate one or two of the upcoming team fights, because all it takes, especially with the gold swing mechanic now, 1 or 2 team fights, and as long as 23 Savage can survive, and especially if Moon can survive as well, they're 2 main damage dealers as of now, they might be able to turn these fights around, because you might be looking at Drow now thinking like, oh, what does the Drow even do? But once Drow starts to really get those items in, the multi-shot hits like a truck.
Yeah, but you have to be aware of all the heroes that can get to the back line, and it's pretty hard for Drow to maneuver around before getting that BKB.
And that's where Moon sort of has to come in, right? It has to be ready to swap out 23 Savage, has to be there with the missile just to make sure that they can get the stun off onto Yopaj. Because the main issue so far is Yopaj, right?
Yeah.
Yopaj just walks in, Avatos is 23 Savage, and there's nothing Fnatic can do.
It used to be Yopaj, but now it's the whole of Neon Esports. They have gotten themselves they've hit their item timings. Rappy has agrees right now. Scam has been cleaning up the kills, play hard on this Queen of Pain, the Sonic Wave, doesn't care about your resistance, it's pure damage. So Fnatic, they kind of need to buy more time for themselves. And actually, there's a fun fact about Neon Esports. So, if I remember correctly, Yopash did say in an interview that he only started playing with the team, I think, a couple of weeks before they started competing. So, a pretty fresh member, but you can see how good he's gelling with the rest of the squad. It's just joins the team, becomes a playmaker.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it how not just the team, but him, I think, getting better as a player for the team, understanding what the needs are for everybody.
And he's the only Tiny that I remember that goes for the Veil of Discord.
Yeah,
in this
that's
league.
true.
And he just bought one. So normally Tiny, they kind of peak at one point, right? You can't one-shot someone, but the Veil solved that problem.
We saw yesterday, was that in New versus Boom?
Yeah, I think it was.
That was the only other one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Savage. He has to just get the heck out of the top lane. There's no way you can stay there. This tier 2 is going down. And you can see the itemization from Neon Esports. They went for drums because they know that they have to play fast. Drums is perfect for that. Medium Hammer competed for DJ. It's not a super huge item. It's a good setup, a good follow-up. But they need more than that.
Big item on that Queen of Pain, the Yules. We've seen so many times these teams using Yules for kiting to protect themselves. This is going to be one hell of a game because I have a feeling Ice is going to be getting the brunt of those Yules, right? He'll come in, he'll sort of want to try and doom somebody, and then all of a sudden Playhard just comes in. Be free. Join Cloud9. Not Fnatic.
Under attack.
I miss that old roster.
I miss the old roster too. It's alright, we can always remember Cloud9 with the Yules.
Yeah. Cloud9 with the... It's one of the longest games in Dota as well.
Oh, my goodness.
So 20 minutes is coming up, so the tier 2 items will start to drop. Growth Bow, perfect for Queen of Pain and Vano if they want
for
to.
the lineup, yeah.
Yopash gonna find Jet. Oh, look at that Veil. Damage not enough, but oh, never mind. Jano is there. He's always there.
Jano, not just Jano, Yopash. I swear Yopash is everywhere this game. Every time there's a kill, it's Yopash.
Jano is, you know, like the support is like the like what Winter likes to say, he's the servant, and he always follows his master.
Oh, this one's not a servant, he's the right-hand man.
And Savage is going to go down, he gets the gust, but there are 5 members on top of him, they slow him down, he can't even TP, they have the soft wood, but wood! Savage, man, just kill outside, Savage goes down, suddenly comes through, hits off the wood, wood gets another swap, they have to do on the Yopash, but they can't get close to him. Face Edict, False Promise, forces it on the 2, and look at that blood right on top of Fight Side. They have the Star Storm, at least kill or play hard with the Flaming Lasso, but Yopash is ready to re-engage. Doom does run out, they get the Poison Nova, the Venom skill onto Ice Side, the Avalanche tosses enough, and Scam is wicked sick. Fnatic just not able to stop the onslaught of Neon.
I can see the concept there. They were hoping that they can get the swap in under 23 Savage. If he insta-TP'd, if he could just TP a little bit quicker, he would have been able to get out of there. But Neon, again, just hounding their primary targets. And now they're starting to fall into an issue with the supporting cast here for Fnatic, right? The Mirana and the Batrider. These heroes currently are being ignored because in the team fights, they are such low impact heroes. They don't care about getting lassoed, they don't care about getting arrowed because they've got the Oracle there with the ultimate just in case anything sort of goes awry. They just say, go for the cause, those are the only heroes that we're struggling with. Ignore the supports, they're not doing anything.
Lucky shot on the Jano. Jano is going to die, and that's a consolation prize for Fnatic.
Needed pick off.
It's okay, he's allowed to feed. He's allowed to die. He's done enough.
He's done enough.
And that is one smoke from Fnatic broken. So Neon Esports can just safely retreat unless Moon has something to say about that. He sees Rappy, but that's not the target you want to go on.
We got a big item on Jabs though. He just picked up the blink on that Batrider. So we might start seeing Fnatic start to initiate these engagements because up until this point, they sort of had to run at their targets to get the lasso on the Doom off. But now it's going to be onto Jabs' shoulders here. If Jabs can set up for the team and they can immediately delete someone before a fight begins, then I think this game is actually going to start turning on its head.
Oh yeah, and I think even in game 1, Fnatic were constantly being engaged, so they never got a chance to fight. This game, they kind of got a chance to fight 5 versus 5, but we've seen the result of that. So far is Neon coming out on top in every scenario. They are now 9k. They have the 9k goal lead over Fnatic. Continue pushing this tempo against Fnatic before the cores of Fnatic come online. Neon Esports have a huge window to work with.
So as of now, it's really on to here to sort of keep up that tempo, make sure that Fnatic are not the ones to sort of dictate how they begin. And the line drawn is potential smoke coming out from Fnatic or Moon Shadow because they are awfully grouped up in that jungle there. Yeah, so we're looking at a smoke first.
Yep, Moonlight Shadow, classic. Neon Esports, they have high ground advantage, but they do have to play more being placed down. So Moon's gonna lead the charge. They're waiting for a huge wraparound. Unfortunately, Roshan is not an option. Neon Esports, they are tucked in their triangle. So Fnatic have to pull it off. This smoke is not going to work out.
The teams are sort of sticking together now. You can see Neon, even though they have this really big gold, still showing respect to Fnatic, and I feel this is just a testament to how the team they really understand their opponents now.
Mjolnir completed for Scam. He's going for the BKB next to solidify his strength in team fight. But this Bloodseeker is absolutely massive.
Is he going to be big enough though? Because the only concern here is that he hasn't picked up a BKB as of yet. There is the slight chance that they could potentially just get lassoed.
If the Oracle, then yes, the Oracle is kind of the primary target, but you have to deal with all these other members of Neon who are equally strong because of each of the hero. In Fnatic, they do have vision of your punch, they have that ward set up.
I think it's rush time.
Neon immediately. I think Fnatic can fix this. There should be a free push for Neon Esports. With every single member of Neon Esports in the facility, the Aegis will go over to Scam. Fnatic, they just have to give themselves away. Sometimes you just have to give up certain objectives to make sure that you survive long. And this is one of it.
They just got to hold the fort now. If you're Fnatic, just get as much farm as you can. Just try and prep before this push sort of comes out from Neon. I'm interested to see if Neon wants to push those bottom towers first before going up high ground, or if they just want to straight away sort of try and end the game right before any kind of timing kicks into play here for Fnatic.
I mean, the best way to do it is just to get all the tier 2s so you get full control of the map. It's like the fundamentals, the bread and butter.
Yeah.
They did TP to bot lane, to the bot lane, hoping to catch Fnatic, but not able to find Fnatic. They backed up just in time. The last tier, I'm gonna go for the bot tier 2. You can see everyone from the side of Neon, they are grouped up. So Fnatic, they probably will be anticipating this. They might even want to go for a fight though with that fresh Blink Dagger. I don't think Neon Esports have information of that item.
Does Neon see Jabs?
Oh, they're smoked up just in time.
I wonder if they know Jabs has that Blink Dagger yet.
So far, I don't think they do. Fnatic are smoked out with the Moonlight Shadow, but unfortunately, again, no way to engage onto Neon. They will have to give away this tier 1. Maybe look for tier 2 defense.
To give that tower away. So it looks like they are just trying to hit a timing here. They've got 23 Savage in the jungle. They've also got the rest of the team actually farming away in the Radiant jungle. They've actually positioned themselves really aggressively. Maybe they want to try and pressure any heroes that TP back. They could go for Play Hard, but you can see that Play Hard, they're playing safe. They don't want to be too far away from the team.
Yep, and that's the correct move. To open up the bot tier 2 for Scam to start sieging, and just able to keep Fnatic out and away from the main frontier of the team. But Fnatic, they're gonna respond. They're gonna take their own objectives. The mid tier 2 is under siege. Top lane being pushed in as well. It will eventually force Neon Esports to respond to this. We'll see what Neon does.
Yeah, the pushing power in Fnatic is quite reasonable as well. You can't really leave them to push those towers. If you want to trade towers, you're not going to win that race at all.
Yep, and Savage, he just TP back to base. So if Neon takes a fight right now, it is 100% going to be in their favor. This Media Hammer used, but the glyph perfectly timed from Neon. They actually find Ice. He'll punch C Jab as well, but that's the Blink Dagger review. Jab gets out. The rest of Neon Esports, they are trying to catch up onto Ice.
Oh no, he's being slowed up by the ghost.
Scorched Earth. The speed. Yopash still sees this Doom. Just trying to TP, but Jab managing to lasso Scam back. Scam does have the Aegis, so he will come back to life, but the main squad of Neon, they're not dead. Jano is dead though. He might be able to help Great Foster to push him away from the main frontier of Fnatic. Now they get the rupture onto Jab. Jab is definitely going to die to Scam. All all the resources have been used onto this Bloodseeker. So Scam is like, I'm gonna go right in right now. 23 Savage gonna use that BKB, but meanwhile they actually they pick him up as 23 Savage tries to lay on the damage onto Scam, but you have to fall from it to keep him alive. Does also use the swap used by Moon. Scam, he wants to heal out with that Blood Rage, and he's gonna survive this for sure. The multi-shot able to kill off Rappy. The Fnatic, they need to back off, blink in the dust. They see Moon. Yopaj with the Avalanche not connecting, but Moon is gonna be caught out as 23 Savage tries to hit everyone from the cliff, but the Sonic Wave is gonna hit him, and they also have Jano to back him up. It's Scam, he's beyond godlike, and Fnatic, they still lose the fight.
Yeah, I think that was honestly the only thing that they could have really done there. They had to pop the Aegis at some point. Otherwise, if you want to leave the Bloodseeker to take that Aegis and go up high ground, defending is just going to be a bigger issue for them. So they tried to take the fight. I mean, it didn't do too badly. They did manage to kill off the Venomancer in the process. They managed to get a little bit of gold into their pockets. But I think most importantly, just get rid of the Aegis. Of course, it's not the best trade, but you just got to drag the game late.
Oh,
there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, the Drow is supposed to bring them late, but I'm not sure if the game's going to go late enough.
DJ is dead. Goodbye.
Does he have leap charges?
Sniper gonna try. Even Yopaj is beyond.
He was silent, so I don't think he would have had the chance anyway.
These two cores, nice. Oh, the tip. Well, Ice getting a taste of his own medicine. This proves that he is not immortal. Both cores from the side of Neon Esports, both the Bloodseeker and the Tiny, they are 11-0. 0 deaths so far in this game.
If they lose that Tiny though, I can't imagine how big that streak is going to be. It'll be huge. Yeah, scared.
He just got a BKB off of that mid fight, so this is going to be high ground. And Yopaj gets the toss back in. Manta used by Moon. Able to get out with the Force Staff and Hurricane Pie as the multi-shot used on the Scam, but Scam gets pushed away. Rappy with the Beast to keep Scam pretty healthy. And Fnatic able to hold the fort for now as Ice will respawn, but he does not have the Doom. Oh, he just came back up. There we go. Doom is back up for this position 3 of Fnatic.
The saving grace so far is that Fnatic are going to have an easier time to defend. They've got great wave clear. That's the most important thing with their lineup, because they can clear the creeps so quickly. And because Neon, they don't have the best sieges, it's going to be a very slow process. And obviously, the more chances you take to try and push high ground, the more opportunities for Fnatic to potentially capitalize on a small misplay.
Yep. And Moonlight Shadow use, they are trying to look for pickoffs. One of the ways to buy time for your team is to find those isolated members of Neon, but play hard. He is out of that vicinity, and unfortunately Fnatic's not going to find anything.
Yeah, Pesh was sort of fainting there that maybe he was going to TP in.
Jabs, a pretty aggressive stance. They might see play hard.
Do they have vision? I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's very, very dark on the map there for Fnatic. They're just running on intuition at this rate, just thinking, okay, where could they be?
Fnatic's trying to cut the wave with this media hammer from DJ. Pretty nifty with the Starstorm as well. They make it pretty. They make it simple and efficient. But Neon Esports, they are going to try the second round to siege that high ground.
Oh, big item pickup as well on the side of Neon.
Scam just gonna walk in, no fear. He has the BKB, so he's not gonna be afraid of this.
I don't think you're gonna be afraid now if you're Neon, because Crimson just got picked up on the side of Rappy.
Yep.
And most of the damage on the side of Fnatic is physical damage, so they're gonna be able to mitigate a lot of that incoming damage.
Scam back to full health thanks to Jano, and with no glyph, that is going to be a tier 3, but gonna happen. Rappy gets silenced, he has to freeze, he gets stunned, but grabs the Rupture as well. Jam is not gonna do anything, doesn't even get the pull off, and Slowpath is beyond godlike. But look at Ice. He's trying to kill off Jano, but that's not gonna happen. Ice will die as well. Rappy is still surviving, finally dies, but Scam is trying to run in, gets gusted backwards. They have to stun onto this Bloodseeker. The damage is there, but Playhigh will try to destruct him. Savage, drops Sonic Wave right on top of him, tries to disintegrate Strat Savage, but he does go down. Yopaj does not care. I'm gonna enter that fountain and kill off this Drow Ranger, and that's the 10 that Yopaj deserves. Ice, he buys back Inferno Blade. You have the blood right, but Yopaj, he has to use to keep himself alive, and Scam runs in. He says, Ice, get away from my teammate. He wants that perfect KDA, and Scam will preserve that. That's a beyond godlike on the Bloodseeker, and Fnatic just getting absolutely ripped apart by Neon Esports in their own base.
They're playing so dang fast. Oh dear, they gotta be careful though. There is a potential swap that could come in.
Celebratory toss.
think it's also just to get Scam out and be like, hey, come on, buddy, gotta hurry up.
Yeah, Fnatic, they use everything onto Rappy.
So many buybacks happened as well to try and protect the Drow Ranger, but 23 Savage, he just got tossed in the fountain. I mean, how many times do you normally get tossed in the fountain by a Tiny?
Yeah,
Not too many times.
It was close, but unfortunately not close enough. The only kills that Fnatic got were on the supports of Neon, well, plus Rappy and Play Hard. That's pretty much it. But
They still need more.
Feels like this damage is irreparable for Fnatic. They see Yopaj, so DJ should have a bit of information where this Tiny is coming from. With that Rex gone, it is still okay. You know, you give up one Rex, still defendable.
Absolutely.
But the second Roshan might just be the final nail in the coffin for Fnatic.
It might be, unless maybe somehow Fnatic can take the Roshan themselves. Could you imagine the Drow being able to pick up the Aegis, being able to fight twice? She does a lot of damage by herself, so 2 lives might make the difference, but the question is, how do you even get into the Roche pit without being spotted by Neon? Because Neon have just done such a good job at just hounding all these Fnatic heroes.
Yeah, I mean, you give Savage 2 lives. If the rest of his team dies, this draw is... He needs the Vengeful Spirit to be beside him. He needs his teammates to protect him, and DJ is unprotected.
You want to be losing your Mirana there, especially with how soon Roche could potentially spawn.
Doesn't even need the Veil, just E-Blade Abatos is one of the ways to let the Tiny scale up. I won't be surprised if he decides to just go for a Dagon, but a Hex would be pretty decent. Play Hard now has the Lotus Orb. Be harder for Ice to even land the Doom, as the Siege now can commence on that top lane. Multi-shot is used as well, but there's no way the Fnatic can find an easy way to get onto Scam. They might have to concede this.
The Crimson Guard just mitigating so much of that outcoming damage. They would have taken more, but you know, Rappy just so good at helping to, at least to help to push the team forward when it comes to taking these objectives.
Silver lining, Fnatic, they have the repair kit. And they are putting Rappy at the front line. They're like, Rappy, you can die, but just make sure you use...
He just has to Poison Nova, right?
Yeah, just Poison Nova, use everything, and die. That's it.
Poison Nova, use the Greaves, use the Crimson Guard, just use everything.
Yeah, just use everything before you die.
Blow it up and you can go.
And, yeah, his team will take care of the job. You know?
Yeah. It's a very slow and steady push here for Neon, but I think if you're Neon, you can't rush the high ground.
This is just discipline. And this Doom right now is just trying to get those resources, needs to get the farm.
This feels so strange for Ice too, because I think in almost every single game leading up to this, he's been absolutely dominating on his off lane, but I think this is the first time we've actually seen him really struggle at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not given any room to breathe around the map, there is really little that you can do. Second Roshan is up. Even though the lineup from Neon Esports isn't good at taking Roshan, but with the lead that they have...
Could they contest Roche? I don't think they are. They're not willing.
There's no way they can contest the Roche.
I mean, look at the position. They're not even looking to do it. They're just saying, farm the jungle.
They can. If they contest the Roche and they lose, which will definitely happen, has a high chance of happening, the game is over. But Moon, he got his butterfly. So maybe that might help a bit. But it's getting tougher and tougher. With this Aegis, Neon is just going to push high ground. They also have the cheese as well onto Rappy. So Rappy now becomes an unviable target for Fnatic to go on. And you can't Play Hard or General. Fnatic will have a huge decision to make in this upcoming push.
Let's see if they can end it in this push as well, because of course if you're Neon, you don't want to make all these little pushes happen. You want to have that one push to just take those Raxes down. There we go.
Drop onto Rappy, they doom him, but he does have the key. It's not going to be usable now. They're going to use the drag onto Jano. That's the target you want to kill off. Media Hammer also committed. That will force Neon Esports to immediately back off. No Oracle means no fighting. Yopaj with the Avalanche, but Scam, he might want to turn around. He has the Rupture, pop the right, pop the BKB, has the Mjolnir to protect him, and he might be able to kill out Moon. Static, not able to move because of the Rupture, and he goes down for 80 seconds. They're going to finish up the illusion. Play Hard goes in, drop the Sonic Wave. That is 23 Savage being caught out in a bad position, and he also gets finished off, but he has the buyback, so he will come back to life for round number 2. But Fnatic, do they have the resources to re-engage onto Neon? As Neon struggle to siege onto this tier 3 due to their repair kit. But Yopaj gonna try again. Doesn't get the toss off, but they have the venomous skill. Play Hard, getting hit on. Lotus Orb used, keeping himself alive. 23 Savage trying to run away, but Scam is on his tail. Neon, they have to be patient, they have to be disciplined. Tier 3 is still available, and that is their target.
They've got the clue. This is such a long... You might have to read at this point because it's it's just getting a bit too long. Heroes are going to start respawning.
They're finally going to be able to do it. No Doom, no Lasso, no Moonlight Shadow. Easy for Neon. Rappy didn't even die. The Doom was not really used to perfection. Now with the creeps available, Scam is going to be healthy as Geopard gets the use. He gets used off himself. Dodges away from the Gust, but he does get the multi-shot, and now Ice blinks in, gets the stomp onto Play Hard. There's the Rupture onto 23 Savage, and this Draw Ranger has to call the BKB and start running, but he needs his teammate to protect him. Scam pretty low. Neon Esports, are they considering to go for a retreat? Seems like Scam says, yeah, I think it's time to back off. We've gotten the racks. Let us reset for another fight, but Fnatic, you might not want to let this happen. Jabsy does have that lasso, but Neon Esports, they might be ready to fight again.
Such a long engagement, but Neon, they managed to survive through the entirety of it. And again, it's all just off of these items from Rappy. The Greaves being able to heal up the team, the Crimson Guard to slow the damage output from Fnatic. I mean, what can you really do as Fnatic? You have to make some of these crazy plays happen, but we're starting to see the big weakness in their lineup, which is the fact that they rely so much on the Doom.
Yeah, and remember when we, during the draft, I think Arthur mentioned this, you pick a Draw Ranger, that's a Bloodseeker, you are in a lot of trouble if your team doesn't or is not able to protect you, and that's the case right now. Moonlight Shadow used, but Ice. This is good intel for Neon Esports, and it's gonna wait it out. Fnatic, they set up Vision in their own triangle, but might not matter too much though, as they see DJ. Moon as well gonna show himself. And if they find a pick off, it's 23 Savage. It's isolated. Freshly picked Shiva's gut. Savage uses the Gust. That's enough damage. Goodbye. Die back for the Draw Ranger. 100 seconds on the clock.
That was such a questionable movement coming up from 23 Savage. He's walking down the lane alone. His team is in the middle of the base.
And Scam, well, he's not going to take the beat they have it. Doesn't matter. False promise to protect him. This might be GG. Fnatic trying to hold this 3 versus 5 against Neon Esports. And yep, GG. Fnatic, they get slayed at Neon Esports. They prove that the Kings, they do bleed. They take this 2-0.
This is a sorry state of affairs.